presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
What a great state in which we live, the great state of Arizona. This is Sunday baseball here at Chase Field, here in the Grand Canyon State. The Arizona Diamondbacks going toe-to-toe with the Atlanta Braves. Of course, Sunday, as always, brought to you by our good friends and partners with Sanderson Ford. It's a Sanderson Sunday, which means it's a family Sunday. Hi, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark alongside Hall of Fame broadcaster Joe Garagiola. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you back with us. Joe, more than 6 decades around this game of baseball. You've seen all sorts of high notes and teams that have gone through bumps in the road like the Diamondbacks are now. So I pose this question to you. What can the manager do about all of this? What can Kirk Gibson do?
What he's done is he's done everything right. He's not berated any of the players. He's encouraged them. He said, we've been through it. We're going to get through it. But they're literally fighting a ghost. I mean, you don't know what you're fighting against. And everybody wants to do so good that they're going bad. And whenever they get over that, then it's going to be all right. And they got their ace going today, so we got a good chance.
So that's interesting. You talk about Ian Kennedy. Look, since we came on the air, we've had in our pregame show, they talked about Ian Kennedy needed to pitch well. The papers talked about Kennedy needed to pitch well. His manager talked about it. Kennedy fighting that ghost.
Well, and Kennedy's fighting it. Everybody's fighting it. I mean, you know, you got to keep punching. You got to keep pitching the way you pitch. What got you here is going to keep you here, and that's what you have to remember. But with the ghost, you can punch here, and he's not there. He's over here. You punch there, he's over here. So you got to keep punching until you finally nail him.
Well, folks, what makes Ian Kennedy so good is he has embraced this role as number one starting pitcher. Kennedy, guy with 4 pitches, commands them all very effectively.
Well, he's got to pitch inside for me. If he stays inside, it's not his stuff as much as it is his control of his stuff, and he's had pretty good control of it. Even when he doesn't have his good stuff, he pitches well.
All right, so Ian Kennedy trying to snap a 5-game losing streak at home for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Joe and I, glad you're spending your Sunday with all of us. When we come back, Arizona certainly looking to put a notch in that win column and get the Ghostbusters in here. I mean, call somebody. Shouldn't be fighting ghosts anymore. Baseball is brought to you in part by Gila River. Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. One of the great moments here at the ballpark, if you haven't witnessed it, obviously we want to have you here at Chase Field as much as you can make it down. But on the Family Sunday with the youngsters taking the diamond, Subway kids take the field. Our good friends with Subway, by the way, we want to thank them for stopping by and feeding all of us today. A big promotion right now in stores with a $5 footlong. So on this Sanderson Sunday, you get an autograph from your favorite player, get to trot out to right field with Justin Upton, to third base with Cody Ransom. We trust, by the way, this day has been a good day to this point, and Joe and I thank you for joining all of us. Youngsters will be also coming into your living room, if you might not have some with you already, and singing the national anthem. It's the Flagstaff Cooperative Preschool and multi-age program at Marshall Elementary. So a couple of great schools have gotten together, and the youngsters will be down on the field singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Again, the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks going toe-to-toe in just a minute. Yeah, the Flagstaff Cooperative Preschool, Marshall Elementary multi-age program. Kirk Gibson, did the youngsters get you fired up? The ball game is next. Let's play baseball on this Sunday. First pitch, we are underway. Ian Kennedy fires strike one to the leadoff hitter, Michael Bourne. Kennedy making his fourth start in the 2012 season. That one sails up and out of the zone. Numbers presented by our partners with the Arizona Ford dealerships. Again, his fourth start of the year. A perfect 2-0. 2 long balls allowed, and he hasn't walked anybody. And you don't mind him inside like that?
Oh, he's got to pitch inside. I've never been a believer in up and down. If you have a choice, he has pitch down. But for me, a good pitcher pitches inside. And when he misses towards the hitter. Not to knock him down, but to move him a little bit.
Down in the count, 2-1. Good fastball back in there.
Well, the great Ted Williams always said, you cannot fool a fella outside. You can fool him inside. And that's why you get the broken bats. And I think Kennedy, forget how hard you throw. I don't care how hard you throw if you don't spot it well.
High fly ball into right center field. On the move is Gerardo Parra. Still trucking, going back. It's off the base of the wall. Bourne can fly, but Parra's got a good arm and holds him at second. So the fourth double of the year for Bourne. He has now reached base safely. Either a hit or a walk in at least 12 of his last 18, now 13 of his last 19 plate appearances. He is on a roll.
Yes, he is. I tell you, the other night he was late coming out to his position. I wish he'd have been late coming out for the start.
Starting lineups behind Bourne: Prado, Freddie Freeman, Brian McCann, Dan Uggla. Eric Hinsky gets to start, the veteran Wisconsinite, Francisco Wilson, and Randall Delgado. So double by Bourne.
Kennedy's got an early test, Darren.
Locked him up with a breaking ball.
Got the ball inside, but that pitch that Bourne hit was right down the middle. It was out away from him where he could get those arms out. Doesn't take much to miss in the big leagues.
Ian was solid in this situation last year. Runners in scoring position. Off to a good start again this year. Something about certain players, the don't ever let them see you sweat mentality. Kennedy handles this pressure.
He can handle it. But like everybody else, he knows they're fighting the ghost.
1-1 the count. You saw the defense for Prado, who's had a nice series. Spins him out of there.
So right, it's okay.
Take a look at the entire defense with Kubel, Parra in center with Upton and right. Cody Ransom and John McDonald start today. Roberts and Bloomquist are grinding it a bit. Hill and Goldschmidt with Montero catching. Yeah, giving Ryan Roberts a day to just mentally rest, so Ransom's out there at third. To the right side, diving play, Hill, ups back up, he got it. Now, a great at bat by Prado, moves the runner up, but if Hill doesn't make that play, that drives in a run.
Well, you put the bat on the ball with 2 strikes on you, and you're going to maybe get a break. Nice play by the second baseman, Hill. I'll tell you that, he got the man, but he got the job done. Now you got to play that infield at least halfway, if not in.
Freddie Freeman has been a monster in this series until yesterday when they started Joe pitching him inside.
They know what they have to do, but when you're in one of these things that the Diamondbacks are in, it's just tough to breathe.
They play him to pull on the infield. Fastball is up and away. Started it in.
Guys put pressure on themselves. I know we lost 112 games out of 154. I know what it was like. I mean, you play the national anthem, you come out, and we're losing by 4 runs. We haven't even swung the bat yet.
2-0.
And everybody puts pressure on themselves, and pressure comes from within. A slump is not only physical, it's mental. Mostly, if it's physical, it can be fixed. But mentally, tough, man. It's tough.
There's a man who's wearing it.
He's working harder to be good.
2-1.
You couldn't hit that ball with a 4x8. That was a perfect pitch ball.
Well, he stayed stubborn. He has thrown 3 consecutive pitches in the same spot. Even with the bag at third as Ransom, rest of the infield is back. Got a lot of home plate. It's a high fly ball to left field. Kubel going back to the track. He makes the play. That drives in the run. The Braves strike first. They lead it by a score of 1-0. RBI number 14 for Freddie Freeman on a sacrifice fly.
Catcher number 16, Brian McCann.
Right over the plate, you saw it yourself. If your television is working, you know that Kennedy said, I wanted to keep that ball in. You cannot miss away from the hitter when you're pitching inside.
Veteran now, Brian McCann. He takes a fastball over the outside for a strike.
If you miss and you're pitching inside towards the hitter, fine. But if you miss towards the plate, that's a room service fastball.
High pop up, sending back Parra, ranging over to his right. Kennedy does allow a leadoff double. That double comes around to score. Michael Bourne, Atlanta 1. Arizona 0. Delgado going to work. Our good friends and partners with Sanderson Ford and Lincoln Mercury, reminding you to swap your ride. And these kids are swapping time at home to spend time with mom and dad at the ballpark. So many youngsters here all weekend long. What a great sight it is. Look, we've waited all winter long to spend our weekends with you kids, so it's good to be back at the ballpark with you.
Boy, and we hope you heard that national anthem. It was really great pictures shot, because you could see the players all smiling because they saw their own kids out there singing. And a lot of those youngsters, they were doing solos. They didn't care. They were on TV, man. It was sensational.
Randall Delgado goes to work. He feels like a kid at just 22 years old. Native of Panama.
22?
22, and he's been at it since he was 16 in professional baseball. He faces Venezuelan Gerardo Parra, who leads it off, hitting .216 on the year. 1-0 the count.
I know many of you are saying, well, they got to come right back and show them because they scored first. Scoring first doesn't mean anything. You play 9 innings. 9th inning is just as important as the first. You'd like to score, but if it doesn't happen, so be it.
On a backhand, it's gobbled up out there by Ugla. Let's take a look at the entire lineup as penciled in by Kirk Gibson today. With what Joe is mentioning about the battling ghost, a couple of guys just free for the day today, like down at the bottom, Cody Ransom in there for Ryan Roberts. Willie Bloomquist is also struggling, so John McDonald, Johnny Mac, as his teammates call him, he gets a start at shortstop. Only so much a manager can do, as you said.
Well, I tell you, I played for the best manager I ever played for was Bill Meyer. We lost more games for him than any other manager, but he had a great saying. He always says, you got to think I do. Not I don't. You think I don't, you're gone. It's the cliche. Winners find reasons to win. Losers will find excuses.
The 1-1. What year was that, Joe? Which team?
52, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Man alive, was that some year. People walk across the field during the 4th inning. Oh, yeah. Just walk. Nobody's going to hurt him. We wasn't hitting anything.
The 2-1 to Aaron Hill is popped up to the right side.
You got room!
Freeman heads over, and you could hear David Ross down there by our microphone helping him out. Kia Motors presents our key to the game.
Right fielder, number 10, Justin Upton.
You know, Darren, I just want to get something in here. Kirk Gibson's done a great job during this losing streak, and Upton doesn't get the credit. I don't care if it's just a thumb, but a thumb that's hurt when you're trying to bat is a major injury. And he's almost hit him with one hand, because every time he swings, misses, that right hand comes down on the left thumb and he hurts.
I know you spoke with him before the game. A quick mention of our key to the game. Who are you going to call? And Joe and I talked about that in the open. Ghostbusters is the answer to that, the great 80s movie. Ties into what you said driving in today.
That's right. I've been against that ghost.
What else did Justin tell you about his thumb?
Well, he said, I told him, I said, you know, you just being in the lineup is a big lift to the guys because everybody's pitching in, and that's the team effort. And he said, well, it just hurts a little bit. I don't believe it. It's got to hurt a lot because it's well padded. And what he did when he slid, you can't see it. It's his left. He's got it wrapped outside and inside. Yeah.
Just off the play with the breaking ball.
He's one of those guys that he is a star. He's going to be a bigger star, and he's got to be in that lineup because he's the leader type whether he wants to or not.
3-2 the count again. Just all the protection he can show for it.
There
you go.
See the left thumb? Now that's wrapped not only in the outside, it's wrapped on his thumb on the inside of that glove.
Full count pitch to Upton. Bouncing ball out to third. Juan Francisco shoots it on across. A 12-pitch inning for the right-hander. 1-0.
They are trailing it to the Atlanta Braves. Score 1-0. Welcome back to Diamondbacks baseball. Kirk Gibson, the manager of the Diamondbacks, he does not like using labels for his starting pitchers. The number 2 guy, the number 3 guy, the number 4 guy. But one thing he does acknowledge is that Ian Kennedy is his number 1. And the unwritten role of an ace is to stop losing streaks. Good news, Ian Kennedy last season twice faced losing streaks of 4 games or more. Not only won both games, he threw shutouts. Darren, the shutout opportunity is already over with, but he still has time to perform like an ace.
Yeah, certainly, Chuck. I appreciate it, and that's kind of the burden he bears, Joe. That's what you've been talking about. You know, that you research it, you figure it out, and we all talk about how he's supposed to do it. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss. You get Cy Young votes and MVP votes. You're supposed to do it, right?
Well, he knows it, and he knows he's a number 1 guy. When you stop to think about it, he's got to stop it, and that's where the pressure comes in, but he's got to be able to fight it off.
A good breaking ball a moment ago to Ugla. Fastball is up and away. 3-2 the count to Dan.
You know, 1 run in the first inning, you wish your team had it if you're rooting for him, but you can't win a game by tying. You're going to have to score runs.
Belted out front of a changeup.
Did you see where that ball was? See, that's the thing that I'm getting a little concerned about. He's missing quite regularly. It's right down. Look at it. You couldn't call room service and get a better pitch than that.
Biggest saving grace is it was off speed and he had him out front. 3-2. Boy, that changeup fooled him badly.
But that's the difference between a good pitcher and a mediocre pitcher, when you can come back to back after throwing a cantaloupe like that first one.
Cantaloupe. You mean the baseball looks as big as
you
cantaloupe?
Kidding?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it looked to Williams and Musial every game.
The 3-2. Then you go fastball in at 91. That looked like it was about 98 after those 2 changeups.
Absolutely. And that's what makes you a broadcaster.
A 27-year-old right-hander rocks and fires, and he blows it right by him. Our Nissan text poll. We thank our partners with Nissan for playing along with us and coming up with a great poll today. Let's see. Who is the best team in the National League East? What team do you fear the most as a fan? A for the Braves, B for the Nationals, C for the Marlins, D for the Phillies. 36929. Text 36929. Up and into Hinsky. Well, they're all pretty good.
I don't know who I'd go for right now.
Well, the Nationals and Marlins making a concerted effort over the winter to get better.
And you know the Phillies are going to wake up.
Inside 2-0 the count to Hinsky. 4 hits and 12 career at bats against Kennedy. Bouncing ball, right side, base hit. Eric Hinsky, role player for this team, and he gets himself a Sunday start and a hit.
Third baseman, number
Get
25.
behind and make pitches like that, you're going to pay for them. Those are not discount pitches. Hitters will sit on a fastball, guess a fastball, look for a fastball, and if they get it, they get a good swing.
We're behind home plate right now, taking a walk into the restaurant down below, the Audi Quattro Lounge. Can't believe that's at a ballpark. Good fastball up and in. 0-1 the count. Francisco, former Cincinnati Red, acquired by the Braves this winter to share time with Chipper Jones, simply put. I mean, understanding that Jones is not going to give this team 150 starts this year.
He did that for many years, didn't he?
He did. His legs have betrayed him lately. And on Tuesday, as the count is 0-2 on Francisco, Jones will be 40 years old.
And there he is. Right of your picture, chewing that gum, which is good. Attaboy, Chipper, get rid of that tobacco.
Yeah, go for the gum and the candy.
There it is, the breakfast of champions.
0-2 the count. Back to the screen it goes.
He hasn't had a strike yet. He swung at everything, and that's the key to pitching, I think, is to I don't think you get most hitters out with a strike. You get them out with a pitch that looks like a strike. Your father was a master at that, by the way.
Curveballs and change-ups is what he used
in the strike zone.
Let's see if Kennedy uses a curveball or a changeup here. Curveball, and it's blocked up by Miguel Montero. Well, he gets better every year, Miguel Montero.
I tell you, he's got all the tools to be a big star. Talking about his hitting, I said, I'll give you 2 hard swings, but when you get 2 strikes on you, chuck up on that bat. Put the bat on the ball. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I said, yeah, you agree with me, but you don't do it. He's got a lot of talent.
Rising fastball, still not in the strike zone.
No, sir. Can't afford to let it go by. He would not have done a thing with that. He'd have popped it up if he hit it. He was lucky.
Do you see that? Nothing within that strike zone.
No.
We just saw the fox track there. Runner at first, 1 out. Braves lead it 1-0. Curveball.
What's interesting to me is you remember Charlie Lau when he came up with the hitting theories of on your toes and weight back and on. Watch the hitter who's up there now, Francisco. Watch that right foot. It's almost like he's going to get ready for the start of the ballet. Watch his right foot. There it goes. On his toe.
Change up, belted, left field. Going back is Kubel. Still going back. He squares it up. He went from being on that toe to shifting his waist nicely, nearly knocked a hanging changeup out of here.
His changeup, he doesn't have the control or the speed of that changeup yet. Although that was not a strike. Look where it is. He just went with it.
Shortstop number 2, Jack Wilson.
Veteran Jack Wilson. In on his hands, hits it in the center field. It's harmless. Putting it away is Gerardo Parra. The Braves lead the Diamondbacks 1-0. All sorts of spots in this ballpark. Reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Randall Enrique Delgado is ready to go. Had a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of ground ball outs. He now faces Miguel Montero, who leads it off. Fastball misses up and away. 1-0 the count. Throws a fastball about 7 out of every 10 times. Lives at about 92 miles an hour. His number 2 pitch, a changeup for Delgado. 2-0.
Tell you, if you kept a record of them, they keep a record of everything. You get a hitter out by location and change of speed.
Montero so far very patient. 3-0 the count on Miguel. He was listening to you. He's not over swinging at balls yet.
He's not swinging yet, but he's got a chance here if Gibson wants to turn him loose, because he's earned it, as Gibson says.
Took it all the way.
It's all right. I like that. You know he's swinging now if it's a pitch he likes.
Chris Young taking it in, but doesn't have the sling holding that shoulder together. That's a good sign. There's that big swing, gives it a ride, but it's foul, and into the seats it goes.
Now comes the test. Will he choke up a little bit on the bat, and will he try to use the whole field? And by the way, on that shot of Upton and Young, did you notice the wrap on Upton's thumb? Left thumb.
Bouncing ball, pitch up and away, tried to pull it. Montero is erased. Went from 3-0 to a ground ball out. We remind you that every time a Diamondbacks player hits a homer this season, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. There you go.
There's a good look at the wrap on that thumb. I mean, he's playing because he knows the club needs him. And that was a classic high curveball.
The 1-0. 1-1 the count. One long ball, 7 RBIs this year. He's had a nice series, 4 of 11. Change up, got him out front.
You know, when he takes his practice swing, he really doesn't go all the way around. Watch him stop when he does it. You'll see it before the game's over.
Outside.
That right there. See him stop? I asked him why. Why do you stop there? Gave me a good answer. I didn't know I stopped.
Oh, my goodness.
Doesn't make any difference.
Change up again. Well, they advertise his second best pitch as a changeup. There's some truth in advertising thus far. This is nasty.
Out of the strike zone. Once again, it looked like a strike coming up there, but it wasn't.
So comparing changeup so far, Delgado using his at about the shoe top, starting it in the zone. Kennedy's been up a little bit.
His had been into the strike zone. His has been out. Delgado's. Tough pitch.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch, strike one to Jason Kubel. That one is ruled foul. When you talk about battling ghosts, this club, the 1 through 5 hitters without Young and Upton consistently in there on this homestand, the top guys hitting below 200 on the homestand and just kind of fighting themselves, I think. Not that time. Fastball up, out over the plate, and Kubel squared it up.
And hit almost got him where he sits down. I mean, watch this ball.
Oh,
right
my
through
goodness.
His legs. Whoa. Good thing he stretched. Wow. That'll be in the highlights.
Whoa, boy.
That'll shake you up, too. I'm surprised that McCann hasn't gone out to say, how do you feel? That's about all you can say. He said, well, I feel like I'm lucky to be here.
I would imagine Mr. McCann didn't tell him what he just saw.
Let him watch television.
0-1 the count to Cody Ransom as he goes around. Ransom, as we mentioned, getting the start, the product of Grand Canyon years ago. Getting the start instead of Ryan Roberts. Cody's beginning this year down in AAA. Down the line, on the move. Cougars hustling. Matt Williams has got a decision. He'll stop him. That's a double for Cody Ransom. His first hit in the major leagues this season.
And he drilled it. Nothing fluky about that one. I think could have rattled around her a little bit and not going right to him. We'd have been tied. That's a big lift to the ball club. Make no mistake about that.
So now we watch Delgado work. He has a base open with 2 outs, but he's facing a hitter hitting 167 with the pitcher on deck. Outside, 1-0 the count.
I tell you what, if he's going to pitch around him, he's using his brain power too much.
So far he is 2-0 the count.
I mean, look at the inning. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Got to go out and get him and hope that you can get him and then make the pitcher lead off. But that's okay. If he wants to walk him, you pick up a little bit of a bonus with the pitcher batting and not leading off.
They're going to put him on, Joe. They're going to go ahead and intentionally walk him.
Man, the brains are starting to spill early. The brains are spilling early.
Freddie Gonzalez likes this move. Kirk Gibson hopes that a man who has 6 career RBIs in Ian Kennedy can do something. Worst case scenario, Joe just explained it to you, though. Ian now hits, and you'll go back to the top of the order next inning.
One of the basic things of baseball is try not to let the leadoff hitter lead off more than once, and that's to start the game. And then the whole lineup is kind of convoluted, but here's a leadoff man who's going to be able to hit, and if Kennedy gets a hit, it'll be an interesting inning.
Ian 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts this year. Thought about dropping out a bunt somewhere, and he takes outside on the corner. Now, did he take outside or a strike? Scoreboard has a strike. That looked like a ball.
It sure did. Unless he said he bunted.
Now, we're going to go with 1-0 the count. Our scoreboard is correct for you at home. Outside, 2-0 the count.
He's got the strikes. He got 2 strikes up there.
The count 2-0. 2-0 is the count. Yep, Kennedy just checked it. 2-0, and he's trying to correct the scoreboard. The home plate umpire is Sam Holbrook. There we go. The 2-0 is low and outside. 3-0 the count.
I tell you, managing a big league team is like a lot of jobs. The people who don't have it can do it better. And right now, there's a little bit of second guessing going on.
Ball 4. He walked him in.
All right. That woke the whole bench up on that third base side, all applauding. And boy, you talk about upset. Look at that bench. Roberts, Bloomquist, and all those guys.
We've talked about this on the air, and with a younger pitcher, Joe, not the veteran pitchers like a Tim Hudson who will replace him in the rotation. When you suddenly have a pitcher who's throwing strikes and you ask him to pitch out of the zone, you ask him to start throwing balls, and then he has to zone right back in. It sounds easy, but it's not that easy.
It really isn't.
Base is still loaded. The Diamondbacks looking for a big timely hit. They haven't had many this year.
And this guy's been doing it. Last year he did it a lot.
A ton with the bases loaded. Breaking ball is high.
5 bad balls.
5 in a row have missed. Timely hits right now. They're not in the club they want to be a member of. Para, high fly ball. Well struck. Deep right field. That one is a grand
Yes! Look at that bench.
Fulton Holmes homer. $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. The Diamondbacks lead it 5-1.
Nice high fastball, and they both knew it, the batter and the pitcher.
He did it again, his first career Grand Slam home run.
He's a confident player, you know that? He really is. I said to him before the game, Darren, I said, you know, you in the outfield, they don't run on you anymore. He said, no, that's no good because I throw them out. I said, boy, you got that right. He's just confident.
In, good fastball on 0-2. So the team that couldn't buy a timely hit for the last 5 games has a pitcher who kind of is out of his groove, asked to pitch around a 167 hitter, who then walks a pitcher, who then gives up a grand slam. He was not given the opportunity to retire a 167 hitter.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, Mr. Manager, his breakfast tastes like a hockey puck right now.
Into the dirt it goes. Now there is the quick reminder that he got 2 bang outs this inning. And then got to give credit to Kubel and Ransom. 32 pitches in the inning. Kubel with the single, which I shook him up a little bit, right back at him.
Well, that double by Ransom was a bullet. And there's Kennedy.
An awkward swing, but what an inning by the Diamondbacks. Gerardo Parra trying to make a statement. While you guys get your outfielders healthy, when they're all back and ready, can I still play every day? Back to live action. Our Sanderson Ford Kidcaster joins us in the broadcast booth. Ian Kennedy goes to work, and he fires a strike to the pitcher. We didn't see that a moment ago. Tage Helmstadter is 13 years old, and he is joining us. Joey, we've got a new play-by-play guy and a color analyst, as that one is on the ground. Barehanded play, a nice one. Yeah, very nice. And so, Paige, welcome. Welcome to the big leagues. Welcome to the Kidcaster chair. Tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a huge baseball fan, especially with the Diamondbacks here, and I never really miss a game. We always record it, and it's funny because where I live in Gilbert, in my household particularly, I'm probably the biggest baseball fan in our neighborhood, and we're not a real big baseball family, so it's kind of strange to maybe just watch baseball 24/7. So I love baseball and these Diamondbacks, and Joe Garagiola over here.
Cage, wow. You got to learn to express yourself a little better. I mean, you kind of just went on. You're a broadcaster already.
Yeah, my friends always say when I was, kindergarten through 5th grade, they said I was always shy.
That's all right. They can see it at home. That's a base hit to left field.
And so back in 6th grade, I remember we did this project on cells or something like that. And I came out of my shell a little bit, and I feel like I'm a new guy.
Wait a minute. You came out of your shell a little bit? And how old are you?
13.
13. Came out of that shell early. Would you come out about 6 months old?
Nope.
Power Ranch Elementary School, is that right?
Yep, Power Ranch in Gilbert, Arizona.
Tell us about school. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is probably social studies, our last hour. Not only because, well, that's the last period, but I love learning about our history in the U.S.
Very good.
Listen, I'm going to take myself out of this question, but who's your favorite player?
Favorite player? Well, it's kind of a tie between Paul Goldschmidt, who I interviewed today, and Chris Young. Well, Chris Young had to go on the disabled list, so unfortunately couldn't interview him, but it's pretty much a dead tie between Goldie and CY.
He knows him, Goldie and CY.
Yeah, we've got a couple of autographed baseballs that I guess he sent up there. Paul Goldschmidt did. How about this? Signed those for you, and that one is outside right there. Right there. Those are from the man. How'd the interview go? I know it's already been on television. Take those with you when you go.
Well, I think it went pretty well. I asked him, my favorite question I probably asked him was, if you could play with any Hall of Famer, dead or alive, who would it be? And he said Ted Williams, and that was my guy, too. So I really liked that question that I asked him, and I think it went pretty well. So.
Why is he your guy?
Because, who, Paul Goldschmidt? Or Ted Williams?
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams. Oh, Teddy Williams. Well, always watching.
Wait a minute, Teddy? You call him Teddy?
Well, should I call him Teddy?
You call him anything you want, man.
Okay, so I keep watching the MLB Network if the Diamondbacks aren't on, and so I always see these documentaries about Ted Williams, and it always seemed cool to think that you could be him, and how he's the last guy to hit 400. It's just, I think he's a true hero, and how he served in World War II. So I think that's a true American hero.
I once interviewed him, and I said, were you ever scared batting? You know what he said? The only time he ever got scared is in a plane when he crash landed, and he was too tall to get out of it, and he thought it would explode. That's the kind of guy he is. He's really a gutsy guy, Teddy.
Yeah, I did back at school. We did a poetry assignment, and I did mine on Ted Williams, and mostly all my projects I do is on baseball related. So. Yep.
He'll talk hitting until the sun comes up at midnight.
Pretty cool. So you have studied him. You enjoy him. He has spent time with him. He spent time with him before. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
1-2 the count. Down the line it goes, out front of a changeup. It's down and up and against the wall. Flying on around is Bourne. He will score easily with one out. Martin Prado continues the big series he is having. And we've got ourselves a 5-2 ball game.
I think we had that 5-run inning there.
I know, huh?
Yeah, but we're going to play 9.
Yep.
We got to hold them and score.
Yep. Have to play defense and have good pitching.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have 2 brothers right over there. Chase and Ethan. Chase is 7 and Ethan is 17.
Do you let him talk at home?
Yeah. JC, he likes broadcasting too, so we like to pretend that we're broadcasters, and he'll be my little color analyst over there.
You're a piece of work, man. That's great. Fantastic.
Power Ranch Elementary School. I think you guys have your hands full with this young man. I think he's ready to take over the school. I like it.
Yeah, the day I was last Friday. We were doing. They announced my name over the intercom, and I didn't. It just totally shocked me. They were saying how I won the Kidcaster, and I had already known, but it just shocked me that they would put that on there, and I didn't know how they found out, and I still don't. I'll ask my homeroom teacher on Monday, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I know there's a lot of my friends and family watching, so I want to just give a shout out to them. So
you've covered the waterfront, Tage.
We heard, by the way, that Tage came in taking credit because he was on the public address during the 5-run inning. He came in taking the credit for the 5 runs. He was over there calling out their names, Joe.
Well, we got one out here. You better take credit for this inning and shut him down right here.
That's right. If you're taking credit over there, you're part of this one, too.
Okay.
Freeman takes up and in, 3-0 the count. Now, which one of your girlfriends is watching right now?
I wish I had one. I don't have one yet.
That's all right. You got plenty of time. You're still 13.
Yeah, I'm 13. Just turned 13 last September.
So you got plenty of time.
Yep, plenty of time.
Joe?
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of time. Whatever you say.
Pitch is high. Ball 4.
He is really struggling, Darren, and Montero's going out to talk to him, and there's nothing going on here except to say, come on, settle down. We got your lead. It's down 5-2. We're still leading by 3. We're in Grand Slam country as Charles Nagley looks on. But you can't try too hard. You just can't. But here we go again. Call those Ghostbusters, Darren.
They need them. The early hitters in the lineup, Tage, have been strong in this series, haven't they?
Yeah, I've been watching this series. My mom went to the game yesterday. I was watching the first 2 games, and I haven't seen that. Freddie Freeman has been a nightmare for these Diamondbacks, literally. So, yep. You know, hold it to a minimal right here.
Brian McCann flied to center field. Breaking ball, ground ball, and he's out front of it.
One thing about these Atlanta hitters, you notice that first pitch, they don't let it get by if it's close to a strike. I mean, they attack it. They're not waiting for the free gifts. If they got the bats in their hands, they're not looking for the plug. They're looking for the ball, and they're going to hit it, and hit it hard.
Five to 2 is the score. Time is called by McCann, who steps out of there. The Braves trying to sweep this series. And it's a 4-gamer. Next to impossible to do on the road. Breaking ball. Oh! Fine play. Will they turn it over? They do.
Oh, that's your guy.
That was your guy. Hey, listen. It was our honor to have you up here.
Thank you.
Best of luck. I can't wait till you're, well, I don't know, I guess sitting in his chair soon.
Yeah, I'm going to retire before him. You can have my chair.
Tage.
Man, I love that.
third inning is brought to you by Miller Lite. Visit local retailers and text road trip to the Miller Tasting at 620 for your chance to win one of 3 interdivision rival flyaway trips this summer.
That was an interesting inning that Kennedy had.
Yeah, it certainly was. He dug himself quite a hole.
Well, it was the worst inning he's had so far, but he needed a play to get him out of it, and Goldschmidt gave it to him. What a double play. That's the hardest one in baseball, I think, the 3-6-3.
1-1 the count on Justin Upton. Here it is.
The ball was well hit. I mean, McCann drills it. Look at that. He knew exactly what he was going to do. Good throw, comes back, and it's an easy double play. And look at Kennedy. He knows. He could see him lift his chin up and say, oh, man, nice going, guys.
Looks at a changeup. Pretty good pitch. Nice take. Kennedy trying to stay on the tracks against a very hot offensive club. Outside corner.
An old scout used to call these kind of innings for Kennedy amnesia or magnesia. Amnesia, forget about it. Magnesia, you know where you're going.
2-2 the count.
Oh, that was not a
three
strike.
over the outside corner. Upton goes down. Let's see.
Man, that's a wide strike zone. Look at this. That's out of the strike zone. You can see by the box track.
Five to 2 the score. Inside it. It's tough being the MVP candidate and the star player on a team, because I would imagine your teammates, whether they think about it or not, watch all of your moves, even if you're 24 years old like Upton.
No question about it. You got to have a leader that does it with the bat and the glove. And they'll watch you.
How do you respond to a strikeout like that? A pitch that clearly looked outside. Montero, high fly ball left, well struck. Prado goes back to the wall. He leaps, he got it. A fine play by Martin Prado, taking extra bases away from Miguel Montero.
That ball was well hit, and Montero can't believe it himself. He went with it. If he tries to pull, it's a ground ball. Now he's going to almost like watch it. What a play. Nice play.
If I may, very briefly, just to step into the production world. This ball, as it hit his glove, because microphones are placed around this ballpark, I could hear it hit his glove up here. You could at home. So our crew, a fabulous job. Dennis Lamb and Fred Dominigonio making sure that we follow the game. Everyone in the crew does a nice job, but you could hear that ball hit his glove at home.
Sounds of baseball.
In the hole, 0-2. Frustrating. He's a little ticked off. So is Montero. Let's listen to see if we can hit this ball right into the glove of Prado. catch him a little bit humbled and emotional, because this is one of the very early send-offs, and obviously it's April for a man who's playing the final season in his career. They started a video tribute for Chipper Jones. He's not in the starting lineup today, and just a brief announcement was made here inside of the ballpark, as that one is a first pitch fastball popped up into the seats. It will go. And as his name was said and Chipper was announced, it was literally to a standing ovation. All around the ballpark, folks stood. And he was definitely humbled. It was neat. These fans, you know, times have changed, and you don't worry about ticking off your bosses when you say that on TBS, that young man grew up nationwide on the baseball field with all of us watching.
Yes, he did.
It's a different scenario now. Games are not nationwide unless they're on Fox or a Sunday game or a Sunday night game, but his nightly growth was right there for all of us to watch. Played the game the right way, didn't he? He played hurt a lot, too.
Yes, he did. He got the job done.
Line drive, base hit. This is going to be a grind for Kennedy, isn't it?
It is a grind.
But that will help. That'll help. He's got a little help from an unlikely defender. Kubel not known for his defense. Ugla tried to take advantage. Here we go.
Perfect throw, one hop. He tried to go around him, sneak in the back door, but he got the trap door closed on him.
Hinske broke his bat. Bat is fair. The baseball's foul.
Watch it again. I mean, he's going to block that base. He's got it well protected. Look at him put the leg down. Hill did a good job in protecting the bag, and once again, Kennedy giving credit to his teammates.
And Ugla frustrated. He was trying to get right into scoring position. Changeup fooled him badly. Hinske gave his entire swing up. Put it away, McDonald. Good looking pitch there. Let's take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed internet. High-speed pitch. Delgado 94, Kennedy 91.
Kennedy's hanging in there, man. Maybe by his fingernails, but he's hanging in there, and he's still pitching it. This is a good hitting ball club, no question about it. They don't come up there to get a base on balls. They're going to hit their way on.
Curveball, strike one. Francisco gave Kennedy and Arizona fans a scare. He knocked the ball to the base of the wall. Curveball, strike two. It was on a changeup that was up, but back-to-back curveballs, good ones.
Real good. Some pitching coaches don't like to see 3 in a row.
Well, there's 3 in a row.
There it is.
Made that play look easy. A tough play by Aaron Hill, and for Ian Kennedy, a little breakout there. Jason Kubel. Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you in part by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. So what kind of inning will it be for the right-hander Randall Delgado as we take a drive back to the ballpark from the desert? Delgado has had a bumpy ride. He had a clean first, 8 batters in the second, as the off-speed misses up and away, and then a clean third. He frustrated that man, Paul Goldschmidt, to end the last inning. So what can a manager do? I asked you in the open. Kirk Gibson actually just called Paul Goldschmidt over to talk with him.
He's talking about at bat and pitches to look for, because he's been able to get Goldschmidt out, Delgado, by changeups. Go up there and look for it. I'm sure it's one of the things he said, until you get 2 strikes.
Kubel didn't like the call.
I imagine Kubel said that's not a strike. And the umpire simply said, if you don't think that was a strike, throw another one like that, and it's a strike. And there it is.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, exactly.
I've heard the umpires say that. Oh, unbelievable. Just barely got a piece of it. It was a strike. Looked good. 2 strikes. You can't take a pitch that close.
Yeah, they're working it a little bit. Working on that strike zone. And now they're saying enough for Sam Holbrook to hear it.
Oh, they're going to let him have it. And Stoneface, good. Said, oh, Sam's upset. He's going to run him. He's going to run him.
Gibson's gone top step, and he's over the rail now. Breaking ball is a strike.
You know what used to run me crazy when an umpire said, you think that was a strike? How would you know it? That hurts.
That's a tough thing to say.
I said, I got a bat in my hand. You got an indicator. Uh-oh. What's going to happen here? Nothing.
Ransom is on. He is doubled, now hit by the pitch, so he's had a good day.
Umpires in my day, they came back with answers. You wouldn't know a strike if they put it up and marked it a strike. Another one. Gibson, though, he's got that great face. You don't know if he's talking, whispering, or what, or chewing gum.
And he's got kind of his alter ego that sits right next to him. We saw it in the shot a moment ago. Boy, does Alan Trammell balance him out. McDonald, fly ball center. Went after the first pitch. And the play is made. Teammates in Detroit, champions certainly. The man on the right should be in baseball's Hall of Fame as one of the great shortstops. But he really serves as a true vice president, if you will, in Alan Trammell, balancing out Kirk Gibson. Now, very respectful publicly, obviously supportive, but he can be incredibly honest with his old teammate, and Gibson needs that.
I tell you, his whole coaching staff is like that. You can name any of them. I mean, Baylor is something. I mean, he'll look at, and this guy at first base, and Matt Williams, of course. You just go right down the line. He's got a great group of coaches.
Change up. Ian Kennedy misses it 0-2 the count.
Baylor talking about hitting at one of the great lines. You got to be intense, but not tense.
And there's Charles Nagy. Kennedy will make him make a play. Francisco does, and in time for the out. They still feel like his coaches down there, they're dealing with kids sometimes, trying to keep them in order. Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you in part by Nissan. Go to Nissan now for our great offers across our full lineup. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer now. A good Sunday, one and all. Joe Garagiola, Darren Sutton, and we welcome you back for our Geico quote of the game. When runs are at a premium, the pitching staff has to step up, especially against a team like that. If you get to their bullpen, it's going to be tough to score. Joe Saunders speaking on behalf of he and his 3 colleagues, the healthy ones anyway, in the starting rotation. Joe Saunders has stepped up a lot this year. He's grown up a lot this year in a lot of ways.
Yes, he has. He's come through. He's become a real pitcher.
There's nothing more refreshing for me, Joe, anyway, the fan in me, during a losing streak than accountability.
Oh. Everybody's taking the blame on the Diamondbacks.
Jack Wilson, 0-2 the count.
You don't like to see it, but nobody is saying, well, so-and-so and so-and-so. Trammell's working the troops, and the manager's listening in.
Joe with a 1.29 ERA to start the season. Changeup misses in.
Boy, there's a great shot when he took the bench and looked like a old razor blade commercial. One ball player, I didn't see who it was. It wasn't this group. It was the group before that. But Cole mentored with the beard, and then there was a real clean-shaven guy sitting next to him. I didn't make out who it was.
Fastball blew him away. There's a clean shave for Wilson.
There it is. Look at that. Now, wouldn't that make a great commercial? He said, do you want to look like the guy on the right, or do you want to look like the guy on the left?
Pitcher Randall Delgado.
He looks at Cahill. Gibson's a little grubby there, but Cahill looks like he shaves with a tweezer. Look at that face.
No, it's perfectly said, Joe. One looks like he has to shave 3 times a day, and the other one looks like he maybe has shaved once.
Yeah, but Coleman looks like he shaves 3 times a day and misses 2 of the 3 days. That was a great shot, guys. Stephen Drew there, too.
Broke his bat. Did he dump it in for a base hit? He did. First hit of the year. Is it his first big league hit? I believe it is for Delgado. Big league hit number 1 for Randall Delgado. And that's the first of about 5 total he'll have in the big leagues.
They're going to save that ball. If he throws that to the stands, Delgado will get him. Put that in the trunk.
Way in at third is Ransom. Pitch is high. Bourne is a guy who, in the outfield, they play like a right-handed pull hitter, and on the infield, they play like you can't hit it too far. They really cheat in because you may bunt it.
That got him. That put the bees in that bat handle. You saw him shake his hand. You go inside with a breaking ball. Why? It's way inside. He hits it right almost on his fist. Now watch his hands. You say, "Whoa, man!" That's like putting your finger in the electric plug.
Yeah, that pitch 2 pitches ago that Joe was talking about. And Kennedy doesn't throw it a lot. It's a cut fastball. It runs in. And Bourne stared out at him as if to say, wait a minute, I didn't know you threw that one. He didn't like that.
Well, he'll get it again if he didn't like it.
Change up, ground ball. And it sneaks on through into right field. Base hit, right field. What a series Bourne is having. He is 3 for 3 today. He's got 9 hits in this series.
That ball was perfectly placed. Just missed by 2 of the Diamondback players.
And Bourne has reached in 15 of his last 21 plate appearances. They got to get him on the plane.
Early.
Here's Martin Prado. He's had a nice series as well. Curveball high, but a strike.
He was taken all the way, and that was a break.
If you just joined us, Gerardo Parra, a grand slam home run in the second inning as part of a 5-run fifth inning. They pitched carefully around the 8-hole hitter McDonald, walked Kennedy, and Parra hit a grand slam. Outside. Changeup missed. Another big point in this ball game, a Paul Goldschmidt double play to end what could have been a big inning in the third inning. Made a fine play.
Oh, great play. That's a tough double play.
Going back on it is Ransom. Did they get anyone? Yes, they did. Boy, they called Bourne out at second base.
He doesn't like the call. Good play.
First baseman Freddie Freeman.
Whoa.
Arizona got a break there.
Oh, he doesn't believe it. Bourne doesn't believe it.
You get a break like that, you better get on out of this inning. Tough customer in Freddie Freeman. Freddie belts it into right center field. It's down. Parra will play it with a bare hand. After getting a call at second base that helped him, they can't close down the inning. And Freeman, he too, has had a big series, a pair of RBIs today alone.
I tell you, he's just throwing too many over the plate. That'll be one of the things he'll talk about. That ball just... He's upset, and rightly so. He just has not had good control of that stuff.
(5-3) the score. Got to be an empty feeling as a catcher when you have to reach back over the plate, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Up and in. I mean, you set up in a spot, and as you reach back, you probably hope that they don't hit it. 1-0 the count. Goodness.
Where was that pitch?
A 2-0 changeup.
Well, I tell you what, throw a 2-0 fastball to this guy in a spot like this. As the expression goes, you're checking the gas tank with a match. Shook him right around.
Kennedy picked the pitch he wanted to throw there, which was a curveball. Defensed perfectly. Otherwise, that's a base hit into center field.
Yes, sir.
Light reminds you to score the winning run and get home safe. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Well, the sandlot here at the ballpark, and right behind the sandlot, one of the great unique spots in the yard. Batting cages with instruction from the Arizona Diamondbacks coaching staff. Baseball training around the community. And this is right here within the ballpark. This is good stuff. Bouncing ball, Ugla. That was not a pretty play, but an out is an out. He lost his footing nearly and tried to rush it on over because Parra can run. Let's see how he's doing. See, base hit to right, Joe. Aaron Hill takes outside.
The hitting coach about put a headlock on him when he went down and struck him. So that kid said, I'm going down and through, don't worry.
1-1 the count. Give young Randall Delgado credit. He has had his hiccups, but still fighting in this ball game. And in time for the out. A couple of groundouts in the inning. 4-3 and 5-3. Let's update our Nissan text poll. Who do you think the best team in the East is? Well, with Arizona fans voting, I'm not surprised after the last 3 games what they've seen.
Surprised the Braves aren't 100% with them voting. They have really been something on this visit to Chase Field.
And the 97% of you that did not vote for the Phillies, let's see what they bring to town. That starts tomorrow night. Still awaiting an announcement as to who will start the game for the Diamondbacks tomorrow night in Daniel Hudson's spot.
Boy, that was a bit of a surprise. Man, what a time for that to come up.
Could be that young man, Wade Miley.
Ah.
One and one the count. Chuck Powell, what do you know about this situation?
Well, Darren, Wade Miley is not ruled out for pitching today if they need him. I think that kind of speaks to how desperately this team wants to earn a victory and snap this losing streak. I think the overall consensus feeling is that Miley would start tomorrow. But if it comes down to it, we might be out of the long relief waters at this point, Darren. But if it comes down to it, Miley could end up pitching today, and that would eliminate him from Monday's start.
And then they will make another decision. Thank you, Chuck, for the update there. So we'll keep an eye on that while we keep an eye on this, Joe. It got Justin up, and he just tried to tuck that hand and thumb out of the way. And my goodness, that's almost exactly where it hit him.
He got him on the left hand. No, the back of the palm.
Literally almost hit him exactly where he's injured.
Oh, he's taking it off, man, to check it. He wants.
Unbelievable.
Well, they're pitching inside, and if he's going to miss, as we've been saying, they're going to miss towards the hitter, and you're going to clip somebody. He wasn't throwing at him; he just clipped him. He's got that bandage pretty much. Look at it.
Upton is on the move. The throw down. In time, he got it. He tried to make the Atlanta Braves pay. Stay tuned, by the way. We'll see. Forget about Kachinko. Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Diamondbacks. Head on out to the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during regular season home games. So, youngsters at Futures Field getting ready, dreaming of playing in the big leagues. Some of their heroes as they knock those baseballs out of the park. Back through the box. Nice piece of hitting. Some of their heroes in red going to work down below. Swing and a miss at a changeup, 0-1 the count. Neither pitcher has been anywhere close to perfect today. Both have been pretty darn workmanlike. Swing and a miss, cut fastball outside, 0-2.
Just went a little bit more outside than the first pitch. I mean, he's been struggling. He knows that. It's not one of his best, but I'll tell you what, he's hanging in there, and that's what a good pitcher has to do.
Stayed out there with a straight fastball.
Well, when you get right down to it, old Brooks Lawrence, the Cincinnati Reds and the old Cardinal had the best for it. He said, you know what a pitcher needs the most? Lots of runs.
Isn't that the truth? 1-2 the count. Well, Wandy Rodriguez got lots of runs today, and the Dodgers finally lost as Houston shut out LA 12-0. Ugla pretty ticked off. I'm sure you could hear that at home. A quick reminder, bring mom to the ballpark for Mother's Day on Sunday, May 13th. It's the Diamondbacks, it's the Giants, and the first 5,000 moms at the ballpark take home a special pair of Arizona Diamondbacks earrings. Call now, 602-514-8400. Visit us online at dbacks.com/tickets. Curveball is up and away, 1-0 the count. Change up right down the heart. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hinsky.
And I'm surprised he let that one get away.
Another one. That one he went after. And as you said, he probably felt like he had to after letting the last one
mandatory
head on by. He does something that you mentioned earlier. 2 and 3 times in a row, Joe, he'll throw secondary pitches, curveballs and changeups, and sometimes I think the hitter not thinking along with Kennedy. He may be one step ahead of him.
Well, you almost want to say they're looking for a particular pitch. And you do that until you got 2 strikes on you, and then you look for the baseball. I mean, that's what the good hitters tell me anyhow. And that's what looks like happening here.
Because Ian will tell you some of these pitches, that especially the secondary pitches that he's using to get outs, aren't very good.
No.
He's not executing like he wants. Curveball, there's an example.
High.
It's high, 1-0. Could have been called a strike. But just not quite as sharp today as he was his first 2 starts. There's a better one, 1-1. Isn't this where the upper tier pitchers do their job, though, when they
don't have
bad stuff?
That's right. When they don't have their good stuff. When they don't have their good stuff and they continue to battle like he's doing.
Both of those guys have been there. Hudson, by the way, was telling me before the game that shoulder pain is kind of on the outside of the shoulder. Breaking ball. Kennedy liked it. Where's he heading?
Up. They had the wrong count. He was going in.
Ian?
He thought it was a strikeout pitch. He starts for the dugout. Goodbye. Well, come on back, Ian. We got to get one more. They changed the rule on you.
Oh, boy. So he goes with a fastball that is fouled off.
That was a good pitch, though. Up and in like that. He wouldn't have done anything with that one.
Trying to maintain his game face now. Had a brief moment of a smile, but he knows he's got a dangerous hitter he's got to get. Curveball is outside.
The one thing he hasn't done, though, is look around, waste time, dilly-dally. Gets the ball and let's go. Come on.
Well, there's a key reason. He doesn't pitch for the Red Sox or Yankees. It's mandatory when those two teams play that they do exactly that.
Man alive. How about that Bobby Valentine greeting yesterday? Whoa.
And that's in his own ballpark. The 3-2, back to the screen he goes. Well, let's remember, we're at 8 pitches heading into 9 pitches in this at bat. It was 3 pitches ago he thought he had him struck out for strike 2. Now you're free to go to the dugout.
He'll get a needle when he goes in that club in the dugout. They're waiting for him. See, look at him.
Back at the ball yard, and welcome back to Chase, where the Diamondbacks are taking on the Braves. Fun times at the RamTrucks.tv pool. It's a great place to watch a game. Miguel Montero leads it off. Paul Goldschmidt bats second. Jason Kubel after him. Delgado, 5 innings and 5 runs, but just 3 hits.
But when you got 3 guys on base and somebody hits a home run, that counts for more than just 1 hit.
If you missed it, Gerardo Parra, Joe speaking of it, a grand slam home run back in the 2nd inning. Montero takes a changeup away. 2-0.
He has been very patient at the bat, Montero has.
Well, he had extra bases taken away. Prado made a fine play up against the wall. Montero should have had 2 bases at least. 2-1 the count. You were talking about the needling, Joe. They were waiting on him.
Oh, yeah. They got the major league needle out there. Look at him. And Kennedy knows he's going to get it.
Didn't you talk to him about that?
What?
About that big swing like that.
I did. I said I gave him 2 swings. Now he's got to choke up on that bat a little bit. I don't think he did.
Let's see.
No. He didn't choke up at all.
Into the dirt it goes.
That was Ted Williams. He talked about, as young Cage was talking about his favorite player. Williams said, first 2 strikes, I swing hard. After 2 strikes, I only just want to put the bat on the ball. Once you put the ball in play, you never know what's going to happen. We saw that happen with Ugler the other night.
Breaking ball, got him. That had a bit of a Sunday softball swing to it. It was a hanging curveball. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. This is frustrating for Miguel. because it looked like he had at least a double. This is a fabulous play. You can hear it pound the leather. Chaz Roberts reminds all of you it's getting hot outside. Have them stop by and check out your air conditioning. Chaz Roberts. 0-1 the count. That was a great approach earlier by Montero, driving that ball to left.
Yes, sir.
0-2 the count.
Paul Schmidt trying to find that strike zone with the bat. And they're moving that ball around on him and changing speeds.
First fastball he's seen in a while. That changeup has been his kryptonite.
Oh, they're not going to give him many fastballs. It'll be strikes down the middle. If they do, it's a mistake.
Out. There's a fastball, but nowhere near the plate.
Here's his pitch of decision. He doesn't want to go to 3-2.
The 2-2. Just off the plate. Threw him a third fastball in a row. A little bit of nibbling.
That was very close. According to the Fox track, he might have got a piece of it.
Is it a 3-2 changeup? Let's watch. Ran that one in. It was. He has battled Delgado. Delgado has had his number all afternoon. Finally worked the count into his favor. Let's see how it ends. Well, he won that battle. What an at bat by Goldschmidt.
Patient.
Left fielder, Jason Kubel.
And for a guy who can hit it 5 miles, victories like that feel just as successful when a pitcher's had your number.
Oh, especially when you start out like he did. Kubel's had a big day with the bat and with the glove. Made a great throw to get the man at second.
Yeah, threw out Dan Uggla trying to stretch a single into a double. And if you go back and rewind, folks, that second inning, there were 2 quick outs, and Kubel hit a ball that I don't really know how to describe it, except for it was just back through the pitcher's legs with his back to home plate. I think that may have been a little bit of the undoing that inning. Kubel might have done it to Delgado with that line drive.
Hey.
Because he wasn't the same after it.
Well, would you?
No.
Because when you finish your follow through, you're not 60 feet 6 inches. Here it is. Now watch the pitcher. Whoops, he almost got me, mama.
Uncomfortable watching that. The 1-1.
You want to speak uncomfortable. If that would have hit him, you got industrial strength uncomfortable feeling.
The young 22-year-old right-hander, the Panamanian, began as a pro with the Braves at 16 years old in 2006. Changeup. He did not go around, says Joe West.
Joe West, Country Joe West. He's got a CD out. He sent me one. It's been out a while. He's a piece of work, Joe West.
There's a lot less of Joe the last few years. Taking good care of himself.
He's busy.
Joe working hard, traveling around the country, and good for him. Had a few notches taken down on that belt over the last few years. Able to take those slacks to the tailor and have them taken in. 3-1 the count. Look at it, right on his feet.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his feet from falling asleep.
Change up high. All right, Arizona getting to work now.
You know, we take umpires for granted a lot, and we criticize them, which we shouldn't do, but we do. But when you stop to think about it, an umpire's out there from the beginning of the game to the end. Doesn't get a chance to sit down.
The only one. And never do they have a home game. They're always on enemy territory.
Oh, boy.
Pitching change is made. Durbin will take the rock in a moment. Was brought to you by our good friends and partners with Sanderson Ford and Lincoln Mercury. We're reminding all of you now's a great time to swap your ride. Those youngsters have swapped a day at home to come to the ballpark. Little leaguers, families. At the #1 on the lid there, that's a rally cap. I'll take that. Braves fans have traveled on in too to get one more peek maybe of Chipper Jones over the rails there. Good to see all the youngsters here today. That young man kind of grinded it through. He went 5 1/3 Delgado, walked 4, gave up only 3 hits, trying to get the Diamondbacks to 6 runs. Anytime Arizona scores 6 or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase.
Usually when you get a relief pitcher, the first pitch is a fastball, and if you're a fastball hitter, look for it and put a swing on it.
Chad Durbin.
Curveball.
Starts him with a breaking ball.
Missed.
One-time Diamondback. He last met up with Ransom when the two were on different teams in '04. Cody, fastball, fly ball into left. And Prado makes the play for the out. Ransom otherwise has been on 2 of the 3 times he's been in the batter's box with a double and with a hit batter. And Cody Ransom, one of those great stories. You never know when you might see him again. But this is a guy, folks, and Joe, that has played in nearly 1,500 minor league games just to get his call on occasion.
Wants to be a big leaguer, and by golly, here he is.
He's been there with the Diamondbacks and with the Yankees and with several other organizations. There's the strike. One and one the count. Joe Garagiola joining us. My name is Darren Sutton. Chuck Powell is down by the Diamondbacks dugout. And Gerardo Parra grand slam is the story in this game in support of Ian Kennedy. 5-3. And it was an intentional walk to McDonald in the second inning. That who would have thought that that would create a huge rally. High fly ball in the left center field. Bourne runs it down, so that'll end things. Durbin cleans it up. 5-3 the score for that young man. Hoping his bench can pick him up here in a moment. Sunday, May 27th, it's Bark in the Park, presented by Pet Club. Dogs can enjoy a pregame parade on the field before the Diamondbacks and Brewers battle. You must pre-register your dog for this event, so call now, 602-514-8400, or visit dbacks.com/bark in the park. Youngsters up there having a great time. Youngsters down in their seats as well. And Ian Kennedy has that one pushed to the right side. Kennedy rolls it on over. It gets on by. Wilson reaches with a bunt single. Jack is 1 for 3.
Beautiful bunt. No way Kennedy's going to get that ball in time when you get that far down the line.
We're about to hear an ovation. Another one for Chipper Jones. He was honored earlier. He was honored, though, and the entire crowd cheered. Now with the bat in his hand, they appreciate him, but he represents the tying run.
A lot of Atlanta fans here using that Atlanta chop that they made famous.
2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 8 for 28 this year for Chipper Jones. Breaking ball is high. Nearly 1,600 career runs batted in. Pitch number 97 from Kennedy is a changeup, and it's low. 2-0 the count. APS Energy All-Star is certainly the career of Chipper Jones, our partnership with APS. And he has provided energy to the game for a long, long time. Two and one. Went all the way down the line for a good half hour before the game. Signing autographs, taking pictures. He was honored by this crowd. This is the final time he'll play at Chase Field. But again, they're trying to spoil his visit right now. Boy, that'll help. That's a strike. Pickoff throw. Back is Wilson.
That's what Montero does so well, is to throw over there and get those guys back. And what that means, even though you don't get the guy and make the put out, it'll cut the lead. I mean, he snaps it down there. He had a clear look. It's a great commercial for a catcher to be able to throw like that and not be afraid to do it.
The 2-2 to Jones. Hit hard. Backhand. The flip. On to first with the tag. A double play. He smoked that baseball, but John McDonald made a fine snag right off the dirt.
Chipper couldn't run because of his leg problem, and it was an easy double play. Right at him.
Whoa.
Boy, that's a tough play, that trap play.
I mean, that is 2 key double plays in this game that have been a part of. If that ball sneaks on by, it's a different kind of rally for Kennedy. Maybe it.
And don't forget that other one you're referring to, that Goldschmidt play, 3-6-3.
That ended the 3rd inning.
Kennedy has not had his good stuff, but he's had great defense.
And he's working with a 3-0 count. This is his second 3-0 count he's had this year. Inside corner. I mean, coming into the contest, he had 1 3-0 count, 24 0-2 counts. He throws strikes.
He does. Oh, he's struggled today, but he's hung in there.
Inside, ball 4.
It's not even for him to walk somebody that's a headline story.
It's just the second walk. Am I right in that one? 2 walks for Kennedy.
That's what I got.
Yeah, Brian Shaw is ready in the pen if they need it. Last couple of starts, it has been more of a grind. He was much more dominant in his first pair. This is his last hitter. This is the last hitter he'll face. 0-1 the count, just a guess. But he's at 106 pitches and fading, and they want to get him back in the dugout. They hope to.
Well, he's going to lead off that inning. So you want a pinch hitter up there.
You want to hope to get him back in there, right?
Get him in there. Get him out of the heat.
Shaw is ready, and he can handle lefties with that cut fastball. He'll get Friedman if Kennedy can't get through this. Bouncing ball, 0-2 the count. Foul ball. All right, now that's his best friend.
I've always admired pitchers who didn't have their good stuff and go out and get the job done. He's got you this far, and Kurt has to be happy about the performance, even though he's in a little bit of trouble right now with the base runner on.
Pitch is high, 1-2 the count. Manager's multitasking. A moment ago you saw Gibson over his shoulder, and he's talking with Baylor about pinch hitting for the next time up. You were speaking of that, Joe. He's already thinking ahead. He's got him over one shoulder and Baylor over the other.
He's got good coaches. Use him. I tell you, the coaches today, boy, they work. They know what they're doing. And in all honesty, in my days, some of those were just good friends of the manager. They made a deal. Hey, if you get to be a manager, make me a coach. Okay, same with you now. And that's the way it worked. But they don't do that now.
Arm tired underneath that one, 2-2. Take a big deep breath as he delivers this next one.
It's a big pitch, 2-2. The pressure really builds on the 3-2 pitch, so here's your pitch of decision.
Curveball. He talked him into that one, too. He shook about 3 other choices and wanted to go with the curveball. Montero reminding his defenders that Michael Bourne, who can fly already, will be running.
You go to first base. Don't worry about him.
Final shot for Kennedy to get back in the dugout right here. Got him! He chased a high fastball. Ian Kennedy is done. On a day when he was far from fabulous, he was more than good enough. And with a little bit of support, he shows you how winners pitch.
Now ask that you please rise and please sit along as we pay tribute to our great nation.
Diamondbacks with the lead. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We're here on Joe Borowski's playground, the Sandlot. And Joe, you know, before this game, Kirk Gibson talked about the fact that, yes, staff ace Ian Kennedy, it's his job to stop losing streaks, but he has to have help, right?
When you're in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, you'll take help anywhere you can get it. It's easy to look at Parra's grand slam. Well, what about the defense? I'll take a closer look at some of the spectacular plays made behind Ian Kennedy that's got the Diamondbacks in the lead.
All right, we'll look forward to that in our post-game show. Be sure to join us for Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink.
I'm out.
No, really? Wow, he surprised me yet again. And then kind of the cool pose, just standing there. Look at this. Like, what did I do? Our AT&T trivia question. Who holds the MLB record for home runs in the month of April? That's a good one. I'm going to guess Joe Garagiola.
Hey, don't ring it so long, man. For April. Home runs for April.
Good question.
I'll tell you what, though, a grand slammer, I did have a couple of them, and it is like dropping a quarter in a slot machine and having all the whistles going because guys, and especially if it wins a game, a walk-off, oh, man.
That run around the bases, I would imagine, is like nothing else.
No, it's one of those thrills you get that you don't really count on. But when it happens, boy, do you remember it and do you feel it?
Christian Martinez is on the mound. A.J. Pollock, in his first week in the major leagues, is still seeking big league hit number 1. And he takes a strike over the inside corner. Mom and Dad have been spending the week. They're changing seats, moved all around. They flew out from Connecticut. Decided they'd stay as long as they could. Breaking ball is outside to Pollock. 1-1 the count.
Boy, you guys had a great shot of his father after he struck out that one time. You could just see him bang his hand down and say, doggone it, come on, kid.
Was hitting .340 in AAA. 1-2 the count. Has a major league RBI, had a sac fly a couple of days back against the Pirates.
First major league hit, man, is that a toughie.
Loses the bat. Baseball goes to the right side. Pollock good speed, but couldn't beat that one out.
Center fielder.
That baseball bat slipped out of the young man who played his college baseball at Notre Dame. So Mom and Dad still, that nervous energy that goes along with watching their child play. Whether they're playing Little League this morning, there were some of you dads who were watching your 11-year-old play that were just as nervous as that man. And Mom in the front, she's...
Don't worry. He's going to get a hit. He really will get a couple of hits, a number of hits, a lot of hits.
Breaking ball is a strike to Parra. He's seen 6 total pitches all day now, Parra. He's just been getting after it. And this is his 4th at bat. 2 pitches and a ground out in the first. 2 pitches, a grand slam in the second. 1 pitch and a ground out in the 5th. Now he's ready to swing.
You know, I watch the father and mother. I think about it because Yogi and I have often talked about it. Our parents never really comprehended what it was like to play in the big leagues or get a hit. You often wonder. We had brothers. I had a brother, and Yogi had a bunch of brothers. In fact, his oldest brother, Lefty, was the best hitter in the family.
Base hit center field on 0-2. Just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, our Miller moment. Here it is, Joe.
Grand Grand slam. Grand slam.
All right, here we are, right here in the 2, 3, 4, 5 part of the order. Hitless and 10 at-bats today with 5 strikeouts. This may be the time through that they get it going. Talking about Hill, Upton, Montero, and Goldschmidt. Change up. Boy, does he sell that pitch. 0-1.
You know, we showed the grand slam, and that's going to get all the headlines. But the piece of hitting that Parra just did where he put the bat on the ball and sent it back up the middle, that's hitting.
On 0-2 with 2 strikes.
Oh, he didn't overswing, just put the bat, hit it up the middle, and see you. Base hit. And he wants to run. Watch this. He just puts the bat on it. Didn't swing hard. And that first base coach is quite a story. E.Y. Young. He helps all the players. Big lead by Parra.
Took that pretty early. He's in there. That's a stolen base.
I didn't get a chance to tell you the story, but I talked to Young, and he had something on these pitchers. He studies them, and he transfers that feeling. Now look, watch Parra. The guy still got the ball. He threw it to the wrong base, actually. They teach you to step off the mound and throw ahead of him. Look at that. I mean, it wasn't even close. Oh, you got to give this fellow a lot of credit, Eric Young. And he's got a way of giving the... Oh, let's go!
Line drive, left field, it's down. What a huge add-on run. There's your middle of the order. Sitting at the table and now eat it.
And there's also upsetting the team with a play like that, and give him some credit. I mean, he has a way of transferring what he knows to the runners. He shows them video, and then by the way he stands in that coach's box and his eyes, he's not just standing there like just watching the game. We talked about it before, Darren, but the coaches that Kirk put together are really something.
Well, in the early stages, there were some growing pains with Gibson and Young. Upton to the right side. Foul ball. Took a shot at extra bases. Now, Eric Young came in and he had his beliefs. And Kirk Gibson is strong-willed as well. And the two in April and May of last year butted heads because both are strong baseball men, and then they found a way to grow together.
There's nothing wrong with butting heads if you can come to a common ground. And that's what happens here. These guys are not just standing around. Those eyes are really something. He doesn't miss a trick.
Upton again to the right side.
I said, how can you transmit what you know? He said, well, I've got these signals with the runners. If I stand a certain way, look a certain way. I mean, come on, how many signals can you take as a player? He's not doing anything now but just watching the game and protecting against a pickoff. But boy, you've got to give him some credit for Parra stealing a very important base.
Breaking ball outside. Upton daring him to call that a strike, by the way. He rung up Justin Upton on a pitch that was close to being off the plate in the third inning. Upton thought it was way off. He was also hit by a pitch in the fifth. Inside. And it looked like he was hit, honestly, the area kind of behind the thumb, the back of the hand. Stunning that he has a whole big body there and they could find the spot that's hurt with the pitched ball. Good pitch, good take.
I forgot to ask him about his shoes. Where did he get those shoes? Those Dancing with the Stars shoes that he's wearing.
Is that what they are?
They look like to me. Look at that.
I kind of like them, Joe.
Yeah. Well, the ones you got on. The ones you took off, I mean.
I'm sure Adidas appreciates that mention as well.
I didn't mention the product. I said shoes. But I can give them an address if they want it.
We were talking about Upton and that thumb. And if you look to the hold your hand out and then the palm behind your thumb, it got him right there. It's that bottom hand. Right there. I mean, just in the meat behind the thumb.
He went for that hand, and now he's going to take that glove right off. I tell you, when you can play with an injury like that, you're a team member.
Into the dirt it goes. That's ball 4. All right, we now walk Miguel Montero into the batter's box. Miguel is 0 for 3. Grounded out, hit a ball that should have been a double, but a nice play by Prado, and he struck out.
If I'm the batter and I'm Montero, right now I say to myself, he's going to throw me a fastball on this pitch. And if he does, I'd have a swing that my shoestrings might break.
Miguel might be more than willing to oblige, by the way.
Well, he should, because he just walked the man. He's had some unique plays in this inning. Martinez is in a little bit of a corner. Shook him around. Fastball, here it comes. If I saw it right.
Ground ball, Freeman. There's one on the first. He stayed on to the bag in a nice play to end the inning.
Hit the ball hard, though, right at him.
And the Arizona Diamondbacks trying to end this 5-game losing streak, and they lead as we go into the late innings. Philadelphia Phillies are in town starting tomorrow. It might be a good time to face the Philadelphia Phillies, believe it or not. Ryan Howard on the disabled list, Chase Utley on the disabled list, Cliff Lee on the disabled list, and Roy Halladay pitched yesterday. So, famous last words. It's a good time, Darren, to face those dangerous Philadelphia Phillies right now.
Well, those are famous last words, aren't they? Looking ahead to that series. As David Hernandez comes on, a little bit of insurance, but Hernandez has really shown the complete repertoire of pitches this year. Not just fastball, breaking ball. There's been a changeup. He's thrown it all. Still that confident, hard thrower, though.
Not only confident, he knows what he's got. He knows how to use it. He would have made a good IRS agent.
Huh?
Yeah, he'd have checked those tax returns like crazy. I mean, he's a bear-down, no-nonsense guy. There you are.
That's a deduction. Strike one.
When he's out there, I mean, his expression doesn't change. Give me the ball and let me throw it.
Well, that's a 1099 for him that misses high.
Oh, you're a dirty dog.
1-1 the count. Right there, a good fastball in. Don't want to let him get his hands extended.
No way. Keep that ball inside, David.
That one is rolled foul. You saw that empty spot for tomorrow against the Philadelphia Phillies. Wade Miley has not pitched today. Chris Gable, who writes in Reno and covers the Reno Aces, wrote a moment ago, think Joe Martinez. Joe Martinez is a pitcher that pitches in the Diamondbacks organization, more of a veteran pitcher who's pitched in the big leagues for San Francisco and Pittsburgh. Joe Martinez could be an option for tomorrow as well. Good fastball. Nothing soft in the end.
No way. Play good old country hardball. Rear back and fire. High and tight. If he'd have hit that ball, he'd had a broken bat and a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Man, old Dizzy Dean used to always say, you got to play country hardball. Fire to that ball. That's what you got to do is fire it.
Breaking ball is high. Slider. Pitch is high, 2-0 the count.
He has just blown that ball by him so far.
The 2-1. Beat him with a good fastball. Now the tone setter in this game, he hit the baseball a couple of innings back. 3-6 double play, 3-6-3 in the third. Hit it hard.
Yes, he did. Well, there's nothing wrong with Goldschmidt's defense, and he's not afraid to try that 3-6-3 double play. Chew that gum, man. Good example for the youngsters. Don't use that tobacco. They use that, that's fine. Add up, baby. Even though you got a Phillies cap on, you're still my friend because you're chewing gum.
Popped up. Long run. Bunch of Diamondbacks getting together. The play is made out there by John McDonald. Let's answer our trivia question. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Major League Baseball record home runs in April. It used to be Griffey, but he and Gonzo, I think, had 13. And then Pujols and Alex Rodriguez a couple of years after followed him up.
There's old Gonzo.
What's going on down there? Sitting with a bunch of Braves fans. Breaking ball, strike one.
Imagine that. Hit all those home runs in 1 month.
No.
Took me a year and I still didn't hit that many.
What a treat to see Gonzo out at the ballpark. Popped up into the seats. That'll go.
I wouldn't be critical of you for anything, Darren, but what a treat to see Gonzo anytime.
He's always a guy with a smile for the fans, I'll tell you that.
And the kids. He's everywhere.
Fastball is high. 1-2 the count.
Trying to touch his nose with his tongue. Gonzo talked him into that. I bet you he did.
Ground ball, John McDonald. Oh, what a play by the veteran shortstop. Oh, Johnny Mack, it is a pleasure to watch you play the position. Dodge Ram Trucks presents Tools of the Trade. And, of course, defense, the glove work, the tool that you're most proud of if you are working behind a pitcher who is trying to find his way. John McDonald, I'll tell you what, Paul Goldschmidt as well. Guys should be proud of their efforts. Dodge Ram Trucks, first pitch to Goldschmidt is a strike. Born to play shortstop.
That's a tough position too, man. In the infield, the third baseman, that's a do or die. You either get it or you don't. The shortstop, he's a roamer. He's got to cover all kinds of ground. We've seen a lot of good plays today, Darren.
Well, Ian Kennedy did a lot of things, but the one thing he didn't do is walk the ballpark.
That's right.
And even if you're getting hit, your guys are at least into the game. And he works quickly. You mentioned it 2 or 3 times. Swing and a miss, fastball, and Paul goes down on strikes.
When you work quickly like that, your infielders are on their toes, expecting the ball to be hit to them.
Left fielder, Jason Kubel.
Yeah, pitcher working quick, reliever, infielders getting ready as that one is outside. 1-0 the count to Jason Kubel.
When you see pitchers looking at the outfield defense and the infield defense, they want a new baseball. Guys get on their heels. Good defense goes with good pitching. And part of good pitching is getting that ball and pitching.
Changeup locked him up. That's a strike.
Got a piece of it.
Playing it back is Freeman. Martinez covering. If you're hitting the road, take Fox Sports Arizona's coverage of Arizona with you this season. Hit up MLB.tv today to see every Diamondbacks out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices like your iPad or iPad Touch. Visit dbacks.com and order it. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball is everywhere, including in your iPhone if you're interested. The At-Bat 11 app is incredible. Here's Cody Ransom. 1-0 the count. One ball and one strike. Ransom doubled and scored back in the second inning, part of a big rally inning in which Arizona played it all 5 of their runs before grabbing an extra run just an inning ago. He also was hit by a pitch. Well, he's got a 2-hit afternoon. He's been on 3 times. Cody Ransom. So Ransom doubled back in the second inning, forced a unique decision. Freddie Gonzalez opted in the end to pitch around for a pitch or two, John McDonald. Then they intentionally walked him. That was McDonald's first intentional walk in 891 career games. He had never been intentional walked before.
Throw that statistic away.
Never.
Throw it away.
And then the pitcher went on to walk the pitcher in Ian Kennedy.
That's because he got that walk. But throw it away anyhow.
And then Gerardo Parra hit a grand slam. I'm going to give you this note card here, Joe, with the number on it. If you'd like to keep that with you, there you go.
First in his first 891 career games. Well, if he had somebody hitting behind him, it would help. There's Young working now. He's getting ready. He's looking. Watch those eyes. He's down like he's going to be stealing himself. There's his position. I believe there's a message there. I can't figure it out, but I know there is.
Bouncing ball, foul. So we'll do it again. So what you have figured with Young is there are different ways he may stand, and that will indicate to the base runner, hey, might not be a bad time to go.
It's the way he stands in that coach's box. There he goes. Now watch him. Now he's backing off. Now look at him looking. Now look what he's doing. Up. Oh, he's too busy doing too many things not to be giving signals.
Got a stopwatch in his hand as well.
They clock how fast the pitcher gets the ball over to first base, but that's not what he's looking at. There you see the watch.
I mean, remember, just to bring some of you up to speed, Eric Young's career ended in 2006. He finished with 465 career stolen bases.
He worked at it. Watch the lead, how far he gets it. Just beyond the other shot, he gave us a better look.
Fly ball into right center field. It might sit down. It does. All the way to third goes Ransom.
Going to the right side and just placed it perfectly.
playing John McDonald like he has really good power to right field. That ball hung up for a long time to drop in. That is Eric Hinske out there. And as a right fielder, he is a heck of a hitter. Here is Lyle Overbay pinch hitting. The pitch is low, 1-0 the count. Couple of extra base hits, 2 doubles and a homer already this year for Lyle. And a handful of starts. Had successive starts this week in back-to-back games for Kirk Gibson. Lyle with a fly ball center. Bourne puts it away. Then a single, then a double, an intentional walk to a man who's 3 for 18. A bases loaded walk to a pitcher who is hitless. And then a leadoff hitter who cleaned it all up. Gerardo Parra with a grand slam home run. One dugout loved it, another, I'm sure, devastated in the Atlanta Braves. J.J. Putz now is announced in the ballpark. Parra, his center fielder, ready to go. The Arizona closer and certainly fan favorite. And the youngsters got the shirts off. They're ready to dance. Here is J.J. Putz. The veteran right-hander fires it low, 1-0 the count. 35 years old pitching this season. And Hinske takes a strike. Hinske hitless in 9 tries in his career against Putz. Remember, Chipper Jones has already been used. He has a home run earlier in his career against J.J. Putz. One and two, the count.
That really tells you he was guessing, because that pitch is way out of the strike zone, but it was the same pitch that he threw before to him, so Hinske went for it.
Outside corner fastball, 0 for 10 in his career against J.J. Putz.
No doubt about this one. Look at it. I mean, that was right on the outside corner. Those strikes.
Ahead by 3, so not as concerned about attacking. Big power here in Francisco. Everyone back on the infield, outfield straight up. Fastball, 0-1 the count. Don't forget, by the way, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs tomorrow. Coyotes and Blackhawks, 5:30, Fox Sports Arizona Plus. FoxSportsArizona.com for your channel listings. Best of luck, Coyotes. Split-fingered fastball, he laid off.
It's interesting watching Putz work, because he gets that ball in his glove, but he doesn't really grip it until he's ready to throw to the hitter. A center field shot really gives you a good look at it. Right here. Gripped it.
1-2, drive right field. Sending Upton back to the wall. Out of here. There's that big power we talked about. Obviously, with runners on, it does more damage. Francisco, his 3rd home run of the season. So the lead is now 2 over the Atlanta Braves.
Right down the middle.
Upton wanted to be able to make the play the fan made, because that was a nice play.
Yes, it was.
Jack Wilson, Hayward waits on deck. He's got a bat in his hand. Yeah, he's got big power, big mistake power. Oh, and 2 the count on the veteran Wilson. A bunt single on his resume. He pushed it to the right side. Tyler Pasternicki has been struggling, so Wilson has taken some of the load off the rookie the last few days. Look out.
That'll keep you from bending over and diving in. That's the Bob Gibson theory. I'll take the outside corner and the inside corner. You can have the middle of the plate.
Fly ball right, long run. That's how you close the gap on a guy who punches it to the right side. 2 outs. Playing him shallow. Upton made it look easy.
Also took a little juice out of that swing with that pitch before that moved him back.
Hitless in 4 career at-bats, Hayward. Had a 10-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He's hitting 10 of his last 11. It's been a hot start to the year for the young man. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0 the count.
Gotta make him hit his way on. You the base runner. You get the time run at the plate.
Right down the middle. Don't forget to hang around. We're not going anywhere. Sunday postgame show picks back up this year. Presented by CenturyLink, Jody Jackson, Joe Borowski. And Joe G and I will join him as well to break this thing down. Arizona hopes they have ended, by the time we're talking about it, their losing streak. Inside, 3-1 the count.
That's the first ball I think is overthrown.
High pop-up, back up short, shallow left. The losing streak for the Diamondbacks is over. A grand slam, Gerardo Parra, early in this contest holds up. The Diamondbacks had lost 5 in a row at home. It was almost unthinkable, but now they have put it back together. They are back to 500. Kennedy was very workmanlike, had to grind his way through. He's the winner. J.J. Putz picks up the save, and Kennedy improves to 3-0. We've got a post